Grits. I want to say a prayer for all the grits, you girls raised in the South, who came up in a trailer park with dreams bigger than a double wide, saddled with the names your mamas gave you to mark the wide open spaces they themselves will never see. Names like Savannah, Sierra, with a backwoods Lynn tacked onto the end to tether you to the one stoplight towns that are always blinking red, because girls like us, we weren't meant to make a break for it. Let this prayer reach you, Tammy Lynn, and you too, Misty, Amber, Crystal, named for all the beauty denied you by the food stamps in the S schools, all those dead ends cast out like a net on the day you were born, drawing up tighter, and you leaping out of the water like a mullet, caught up in the nylon webbing, trying to breathe in the air as your gills gasp at the hurt of it all. I'm bending at the knee for all the dishwater blonde Dakotas and Kelseys who learned to make biscuits and sweet tea before they learned to read or add, because everything in the trailer park is a trap designed to keep you poor, keep you scared, keep you ignorant and pregnant. These words are for all the Beckys and the ground-in pit stains on the hand-me-downs from your sisters and your cousins, and your wish that one day, when you can finally afford nice things, that you'll give and give and give all the people you love all the nice things that you can't have right now. This prayer is for you, Madison and Taylor, because when your hips started to spread and your breasts ripened like little apples, you had a whole different set of obstacles than just wanting to get out. For the Kylies and the Shaunas, the girls who kept your knees closed, not because of Jesus, but because boys meant babies, and babies meant your books got taken back to the library, never to be checked out again. Shelby, Brandy, Nevaeh, you know those books are your ticket out, so I pray that you'll find a way to swallow down your guilt, the one that tastes like wick cheese and freezer-burnt tater tots, and earn yourself a scholarship to turn your history inside out by getting out of the trailer park. Be the first one in your family to earn that piece of paper and turn your back on the stars and bars. Mariah, Raylyn, Allie, I hope this prayer reaches you when you tuck in tonight, and that you'll believe me when I tell you. There's a way to bust out of any trap, and you're clever enough to find it. So dream bigger than a double wide. Learn every way there is to leave the South. And when that one stoplight finally turns green, floor it and don't ever look back. Amen. The Southern Girl's Guide to Getting Your MRS degree. First of all, let's talk sweet tea. Yankees joke about the secret being sugar, and it is, partly, but the real secret's in the baking soda. Takes the bitterness out of the tea, makes the sweet taste sweeter, just like you should be to your husband. Neutralize all the bitterness and just be sweet as Southern tea. Don't squeeze them tea bags, you know what I mean, girl. Know your way around a kitchen. Cornbread, make sure it's baked in a cast iron skillet. Biscuits, always make cat heads and don't listen to anyone who says they come out just as good with butter, because that ain't true. Use lard or Crisco, and always use a fork because your hot little hands will melt the fat and then they won't raise up right. Fried chicken needs to set up overnight in buttermilk or pickle juice, whichever one your man likes best. Always use peanut oil to fry it, and a little cornstarch in the flour goes a long ways. And speaking of peanuts, even though it's just peanuts, water, and salt, there are in fact ways to jack up boiled peanuts. So be patient. Cook them long and over low heat. Make sure your ambrosia's the best one around. But don't be surprised if even with all that good cooking at home, he still steps out for junk food and drive-through. And when he does, keep Alka-Seltzer in the cupboard, and you get used to the taste of your own tongue, because you're going to have to swallow it down. Keep a tidy house and make sure there's order when he comes home. Always make the bed. Never leave dishes in the sink if you can avoid it, and make sure the laundry basket never overflows. Iron his pants, even if you know he'll never notice you do that. But when you go grocery shopping, he pushes the buggy, and taking out the trash is always husband work, so make sure you stay firm on them 2 points, even if you learn to bend like a cattail in the wind on everything else. Pray that when your belly swells that it's a son what comes first, because then your man can love the little girl that follows without reservation. If she has the misfortune to come first, be kinder to her than you want to be, even when she's awful, because she'll always suspect that her daddy loves his son better than he loves her, and she'll be right. You remember what that's like. He will drink, he will gamble, he will smoke and swear, and chances are he'll cheat. Keep saltines and ginger ale in the cupboard and aspirin in the medicine chest. When you do the laundry, keep whatever loose change and dollar bills you find in a coffee can on top of the fridge so you have pin money in case he isn't very good at poker. Don't ever tell him if he isn't very good at poker. Take up smoking Winston's yourself, or pretend that you don't smell the smoke on his shirt cuffs. In mixed company, remember to say, "Oh, for heaven's sake," when his language is salty, but behind closed doors, keep a few choice phrases tucked in your pillowcase. If he cheats, play dumb, but remember it. Pray that he keeps coming home to you, and that even if he does love her, that he'll always love you more. It won't hurt any less if you don't say anything about it, but at least it'll keep the peace. Learn to love being on your knees in the bedroom and church pews. Understand you will be calling upon Jesus in both places, albeit for mightily different reasons. Your praise chorus will not always be in the holy covenant of your matrimonial bond. Oftentimes, the pleas you begin in the bedroom on Saturday night when he stumbles home drunk, you'll just have to finish up on Sunday morning, face rubbed raw and shiny. Understand, sometimes your prayers will go unanswered. This is just the way of faith. If his hand ever raises up to you, turn away like this so your nose don't break. If he blackens your eye, stay home till it fades. If he hits, remember what I told you about sweet tea. Neutralize the bitterness and stay sweet, but remember it. If he don't bring flowers, come home for a spell. Wait till next time to tell your daddy and your brothers. If all else fails, remember that other thing I told you about sweet tea. If you forget to add the baking soda, or if you squeeze the tea bags, it can get mighty bitter. Bitter tea, even if it's sweet tea, can hide a lot of things, just like any good wife who follows all the rules. So if you reach your wit's end, you can always be real careful not to touch it yourself and stir a spoonful of sap from the oleander tree out back into his sweet tea. Now, let me finish fixing your veil.